G'day folks, I'm Blunty and this is a companion piece to a video I've just published on my main channel about the Walk Down Under big huge photo walk thingy. And I didn't want to include this in the video because that was already getting too long. I intended to make sort of a really quick video about the walk, but it ended up stretching out into sort of a little narrative about my adventures during the day and then showed off a bunch of pictures I had and blah 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 blah. And I was going to put, I didn't want to put this stuff in that video because I didn't want to derail the main core of the discussion, which is unusual for me because I get derailed very, very easily. So this video is about the equipment I was shooting with on that day. Now, if you haven't seen that other video yet, it's important to remember that the equipment isn't the be-all and end-all. And I know I'm a gear hound. I love gear, and I'm passionate about technology and equipment, and I love exploring new gear, and that's part of the reason why I love reviewing new camera gear, because it is exciting. But, you know, it's not the be-all and end-all. I've taken some brilliant photos on my camera phone, and I've taken equally brilliant photos on thousands of dollars worth of equipment. I've taken shitty photos on thousands of dollars worth of equipment and shitty photos on my iPhone. It's not the equipment that matters. Just, you know, Leonardo didn't go on and on and on about which paintbrushes, which brand of paintbrush made him a better painter. It's just not the way it works. But no, anyway, that out of the way, some people will be curious about what I was shooting with and why I chose what I was shooting with and how I feel about it. So let's go through it. My kit consisted of my trusty Olympus EP3, which is also what I took the video for the other main video with as well. That was grammatically awful sentence, but I think you know what I mean. I also almost always use it with the VF2 electronic viewfinder. The screen on the back of the camera is actually pretty good and pretty visible in outdoors and stuff, but I like putting the camera up to my face. It kind of helps me block out the rest of the world and makes me concentrate more on like framing and composition, and it, you know, it just feels better for me. But, you know, I'm equally as happy if I'm shooting with a camera that doesn't have an EVF or doesn't have an EVF accessory in this case, that, you know, I can still use the screen fine. I'm not one of those people that go on and on and on about, the only way to shoot photos is with a viewfinder. I don't like having to use the screen on the back. Just for amateurs. It's bullshit. But yeah, the viewfinders do have certain advantages that I personally like. I took 4 lenses with me, 3 primes, and this one, which is the Olympus 14 to 150mm. It's not the fastest or sharpest lens you can get for a micro four thirds camera by a long shot, but it is quite good, and its huge zoom range and decent image sharpness make it an incredibly useful and flexible lens, and I wouldn't want to be without it in my regular kit, quite frankly, because, you know, you can snap it on, you get a lot of different types of photos. You know, you're not going to get very much shallow depth of field or anything with it because it's fairly slow, but a really, really useful lens, especially if you're traveling and you just want to pack as light as possible. You can take just this one lens and sort yourself out pretty easily. I also took my Bauer Fisheye Lens, which regular viewers of my main channel will know I just reviewed. And the 2 other lenses are 2 lenses every micro four thirds shooter should invest in my opinion. And they are the Olympus 45mm, which I don't use all that much to be honest, but it is an astonishingly good and particularly indispensable for portrait shooters. Portraits on this thing just look so lovely, you know. All other skills being equal, of course. And my favourite, the Olympus 12mm, which is, you know, you'll hear many, many photographers and professionals and amateurs and passionate, and everyone who owns one of these will praise it as one of, if not the best lens available for this system. It is truly a thing of beauty in every respect. The way it feels, the way it handles, the way it operates, the image quality you get from it, of course. It's just really, really nice lens to use all around, and it's the lens I use most on my EP3 by a wide margin. I also did take along my little Lumix 20mm, which is also a very good lens, but somewhere along the way, the inside of the lens cap, I think, has managed to scratch the crap out of the front element, which was freaking heartbreaking, so I didn't use that lens at all, even though it was in my bag on the day. Also in the bag were lens pans and lens cloths for cleaning, and spare batteries and memory cards, of course, because, you know, you don't want to run out of either one of those when you're in the zone shooting around. And that was pretty much it. So yeah, that's the kit I had in my bag as I was shooting on that day. Pretty flexible range of things. I think most of my favourite shots came from the 12mm and the fisheye, and the 14 to 150, there were a few decent shots I got with that too, but most of the shots that I considered keepers and the ones I got most excited about were from the fisheye and the 12mm, just for your information. And if you go to the Google Plus album, you can actually view the photo information to have a closer look, and it'll tell you. Actually, it won't tell you for the fisheye because it's a fully manual lens, there's no electronic thing, but if you see a lack of information, assume it's the fisheye. if you know how to look at the XF data and you're curious about that. There are some noobs out there who are confused and have no idea what I'm talking about at the moment. But anyway, thanks. No, I don't have to do the usual sign off, do I? Because this is my secondary channel. No rules here. Bugger off now.
Go on now, you wee bastards. Be off with you. Bugger off.